Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Marie. Today I'll be doing my May and June TBR. So starting from 2020, I haven't really done any readathon specific TBRs, but because May is the Asian readathon and there's only 2 books that I am going to be reading for this readathon, and both books happen to be already in my original plan for May and June, that it just made sense for me to include it as well. So first things first, some information on the Asian readathon. So the Asian readathon runs from the entire month of May. There are 5 prompts to it, and I believe the 5th and last prompt is to read a group book, which is Little Fires Everywhere. Unfortunately, I will not be reading this book because I read this book, I want to say 2 years ago, so I have no interest in reading again, and I didn't really love it the first time around. And then for the readathon, there's also going to be a watch along for the TV series that came out based on this book. And because I didn't really love the book when I read it the first time around, I have no real interest in actually watching the TV series, so I will not be participating on either aspects of this readathon. But the other 4 prompts, I will get to it when I actually talk about the books that I'll be reading. But for more information on the readathon, I will include the Twitter page down below. There's a ton of information, so definitely check that Twitter page out. But anyways, moving on to my actual May/June TBR. So as always, I have a few different categories for my TBR. The first one, of course, is my book of the month picks. So I have 3 books picked out. The first one, unfortunately, has been rolled over many times now, and that is The Far Field by Mahari Vijay. I think this will be the last time I will roll this over. If I don't finish it this time around, I'm just going to hand it off because it's been way too long. My biggest issue with this book is I feel like I have to be in the mood for it, and from what I understand, this is very politically heavy, kind of socio-economic, maybe historical as well, and I just feel like that's not the mood that I am particularly in for right now. But this will fulfill 2 of my prompts for the Asian readathon. The first one is to read a book by an Asian author. I mean, both books are written by Asian authors, so they both fit for this category. Then the second prompt for this book is to read a book by an Asian author or feature an Asian character that does not represent you, like that's different from me. So the author is Indian and I am not Indian, so that fulfills that. Then the next book of the month pick is The Night Tiger by Young Zi Chu. This will be my second and last book for the Asian readathon. This will fulfill 2 more categories, 2 more prompts. The first one is to read a book featuring an Asian character or by an Asian author that relates to you. So the author is of Chinese descent and I am of half Chinese descent, so that kind of fulfills that. And this book will also fulfill the pick a book that is recommended to you by an Asian. So this book has been on a lot of recommendations lists, some of them by Asian bloggers, so that definitely fulfills that. And on my personal note, I've actually read her previous book, The Ghost Bride, and I really enjoyed it. So this author herself is on my recommended list, so I feel like I'm an Asian, so that kind of works in a way as well. So yeah, this is the second book. I actually have no idea what this book's about, but I do know that it's set in 1930s colonial Malaysia, and I want to say there's some sort of like whimsical fantasy element to it, and that's all I know. But I really enjoyed her previous book, so she's kind of a must-read author for me. Then the third book of the month pick is No Exit by Taylor Adams. This one I'm actually really excited for because this book got all the buzz when it came out, I want to say like 2 years ago at this point, and all I know is that this is a mystery thriller. It follows a woman, I want to say. Yeah, it's a college student, Darby, who gets caught in a blizzard, and she ends up seeking shelter at a remote highway rest stop where she finds multiple other people who are also seeking shelter there. And at some point, someone makes this horrifying discovery of a young girl being locked up in a cage, and the cage, I believe, was found in a van, and of course it has to be one of the people who are there seeking shelter. So this book just has a lot of intriguing elements to it, and it sounds absolutely fascinating, so I am so excited to read this book. Okay, then the next category that I always have is my series. So this one is a little bit weird for me because I have actually picked up my previous series I picked out for myself, and that is Grave Mercy, but I just picked it up today. At the same time though, I am pre-filming this video, so there is a good chance I will actually finish the first book at the very minimum, and then I don't know about the rest of the books. So because of that, I decided to pick up another series just in case I actually do finish the first series that I had picked out for March and April. And that series is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hawken. This is a series that I read the first 2 books ages ago, gave them both 5 stars. I don't know what happened, didn't read the third book, I don't know what happened there. So I decided to pick up the final book and just kind of reread the first 2 books so I can finally get a conclusion of what happened, because I love these books all those years ago and I don't know what I did and why I didn't continue the series. but I'm really excited for it. So this will be the series that I'm aiming to finish once I get through Grave Mercy. Then the next category I have on here is my 500+ page book, and this one I'm actually going to continue with yet another series because I read the first one a few months ago. For some reason did not get around to continuing the series, even though I really enjoyed it, and that is Days of Blood and Starlight by Lady Taylor. This one is just over 500 pages. It's 510 pages, and I'm just really excited to go back into this world of chimeras and magic and doorways, and there's just like so much. Her writing is honestly just precious and beautiful, and I just really liked her book. So I would definitely want to read this as soon as possible, like once I get through this one. So I mean, so honestly, May and June, there's a possibility that I would get through 3 series, like if all things work out, guys. So anyways, the last category that I have on here is my backlist of books. So I do have a number of rollovers, like most of them actually, because I've been terrible and didn't read any of them. So I'm going to go through them very quickly because I already talked about them more in my previous TBR videos, and I don't want to be super redundant. Like, it's already redundant enough, guys. The first book over here is The Strange Fascinations of Noah Hypnotic by David Arnold. Then I have The Most Beautiful Woman in Florence by Alyssa Palumbo. Third book over here is Whisper by Lynette Noni. This one, I think if I don't read it these 2 months, I will actually end up just passing along, because while it sounds fascinating, clearly part of me is just like not intrigued enough to pick it up when I have a bunch of other books to pick. So I'd rather hand it off to someone who will cherish it a lot more. So that's this one over here. The fourth book over here is I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Rinku. This one I actually have as my backup for Asian Readathon. So for whatever reason, Farfield is just like, I can't get into it, I DNF it, this will be my backup book, because this book will also fulfill the prompt of reading a book featuring an Asian character or written by an Asian author that's different from you. And I believe she is Korean, or like the main character is Korean, so either way, different from me, so it works out well. And the last and final book, which is the only new book in my backlist, is Nixia by Scott Rington. This one I've heard some really great reviews actually. I feel like when I first got this book back in Book Expo like 2017, I haven't heard about the series at all, but since then I've heard pretty good things about the whole trilogy in general. All I know is that this book has something to do with sci-fi, about this boy who goes on a space mission to inhabit or like check out this planet that this company has been hiding for a long time, and they're secretly mining this material that's becoming one of the universe's rarest or like most valuable material. So there's definitely a lot of intrigue here, definitely some sort of like thriller aspect, adventure element to it, and I am so here for that. So anyways, that is it in terms of my TBR. This is a very fast video. I do have a number of overlaps, but hopefully things will work out. I just feel like recently I've been doing a lot of ARC reading vlogs, and then I have my secret TBR that I've been working on as well, and with all that combined, it's just a lot of reading plus all of these books as well. So who knows, we'll see. I'm gonna try to see if I can get them all done, but like, fingers crossed, guys. But anyways, that is it in terms of my TBR for today. Let me know down below which books are you planning to pick up for May. If you have any ideas in terms of what you're reading for June, let me know down below as well. If you have read any of the books that I am planning to read, let me know down below what your thoughts were. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? But as always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!